the big Miami Dolphins guy that has like 20,000 followers, and he's like
That guy's a piece of shit.
super ass. Yeah.
Oh, hold on a second. I got us up.
This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
Yo, what is up? 24/7 Buff Fandemonium, the K-Gun Report, episode 39. This is a huge show, guys. It's an enormous show for us. Number one, we got the band back together. We got a very special regular guest. Jerry's first show back tonight. Can't wait. Welcome him back. Talk about his Amish beard. It's going to be a good time. We're going to talk about that New York Jets defeat. We're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins and what all that stuff means. Maybe a little hill banged up in action here. And then the Bills got the band back together, baby. Bees on base, baby. We're going to get to it right after this here intro. Ooh, it's going to be so good. And here we are on a beautiful Tuesday night. You are not seeing double. Do not adjust your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, the triumphant return of Jarrod Reed, everybody. Jerry Reed.
Hey, Buff.
Welcome back.
Hey, Bills Mafia. I'm glad to be back. It took a little bit of a break there. My new little baby boy was born November 3rd, Camden Jarrod Reed. He went after me, took my Jarrod middle name, and he's getting big, getting huge, and I loving every minute of it. But I'm glad to be back to talk Bills football. I've been itching to talk Bills football with everybody.
Ooh, we've been itching to talk to you, man. We've liked your little comments in the comments, but it's just not the same. It's just really not the same. And, of course, right over here to my left, your left too. My right, your left. Scooter Scott Maduder. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Mafia? Hey, 10-3, top of the division, top of the AFC, just like we were last week. Man, I'm wearing my 12 jersey today, guys, because in the 90s, the Bills hosted a lot of Miami Dolphin games in the winter. Some of them are even playoff games. And this is very, very familiar and kind of taking me back to the time when the Bills and the Miami Dolphins had this kind of rivalry, had this kind of playoff importance this late into the season. So I'm excited. This is just bringing back a lot of memories. It's going to be freaking awesome.
Oh, hell yeah, man. It has got those vibes, those old school vibes. When you sent that message earlier, I got to thinking about it, and you're 100% right, man. It was like, all it took was like them being competitive enough at the beginning of the season and then beating us early for all of a sudden all of that Dolphins hatred. And, of course, Jarrod's boy, what's his name? Smoke, whatever?
Smoke.
The guy that ran. Not John Brown.
Nope.
Yeah, he's a big Miami asshole. He was one of the dudes that ran into the chef down there in Miami. Do you remember that?
He did apologize to the chef.
I saw it. It was whatever, dude. You know what? Real quick, that dude has gotten more fame and following since he dissed on Bills Mafia. His presence has blown up since then. Without us, he's nothing, and he's still nothing. But it's just yeah. Anyway, you can take your apology, bro. I don't care about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, though.
It's just funny because he does giveaways and stuff, which is a great thing, and he made that apology, and sometimes he sounds sincere, and then sometimes he just sounds like an ass, and it's like, don't be so much an ass, just be a fan of the game. Be a fan of your team and respect the other teams in your division that have been running over your ass for the last 10 years. And, he ran over an infamous, the chef, Bills fan, Bills Mafia, and he swore at him, enjoy your ride home or flight home. And I understand that part, but don't be that guy and videotape it. And then what's great about it is he's him and Han about the Miami Dolphins coming up, and they're going to be great. And then after this game against the San Diego Chargers, he was, we suck. I knew it. This was too good to be true. It's like some fans are just weird, I guess. But
he's already gotten too much airtime on the K-Gun, so
that's
why I still ever hear of him. Yeah, we got a lot to get to today, and you're getting a lot of well wishes there, Jarrod, and
thank you very much.
We got Keely Smith, let's go. We got Rob Moen. We got Paul Rossi saying Brown plus Beasley is greater than Beckham. I like it. I mean, that's the big news that came out of today. Somebody spotted Cole Beasley on a plane from Baltimore to Buffalo and tweeted about it, and Cole Beasley liked it, and the next thing you know, he's signed on the practice squad. Technology is insane.
Yep. One finally worked.
Yeah,
One finally worked.
He really was at Duff's. But, so that's the big news of the day. We got Mr. Cole Beasley back. It's funny. It seems that the general consensus is most people are really happy about it. There's some rumors. Scott, I think you were Scott, one of you two. I can't tell you two apart anymore. Talking about how Josh Allen maybe had something to do with this. There was like that rumor going around. I don't think I believe
I haven't seen it confirmed nor denied, but I'm seeing a lot of literature saying that Josh had a meeting with the front office and both Smoke and Bees were mentioned in those conversations. But until we hear it out of Josh's mouth or even Beans or McDermott's, you know how it is. It's not true until we actually see it come straight from the house. Of course,
I'm just waiting for Emmanuel Sanders to come out too.
I don't know how far back people have been talking about Jerry Hughes, and I mean. There's no way trade deadline's gone unless he got cut by the Texans, which he's like one of the brightest spots on the team, so they're not going to cut him.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, we can talk about bees. We can talk about last week's win. We can talk about the future. We can talk about how I should have just pulled all of my money out of retirement and bet on nothing but my picks for this whole season, and I would have been retired right now, just literally retired.
Man, you're kicking ass right now, picks. Well, we'll talk about that.
We'll get that later. He wants to get that dig in right away. The best thing about this Beasley signing is, I know we've all been looking at OBJ the last half a year. The Dallas Cowboys went inside Hilton or T.Y. Hilton. Yep. And then the Bills go and do Beasley, and it's like, OBJ, you should have worked out, or you should have humbled yourself a little bit more, maybe. That's got to be a reason why no one signed him. And there you go.
His weak ass knee. Look, watch his training, guys. When he's training with rubber bands, you see his knee not stabilized, and that's a big thing.
If we saw it on video, out, right?
Yeah. Yep. If we see it on video, these guys are seeing it during the workout. So,
yeah,
it is what it is. But Bees is a better fit. We all know there's no COVID or anything like that, so we can throw away that whole conversation with all that Beasley and his politics. Josh Allen knows him. Josh Allen trusts him. Josh Allen throws third down balls to him and doesn't hesitate in the pocket. He's got such a rapport with Beasley that I can't imagine missing too much of a step in his return to Buffalo. So I'd rather have someone that has that kind of relationship with him than somebody that Josh has no idea about.
We got Mr. Ryan Hickman in the comments right now. What is up, my boy?
What's up, Ryan?
He's saying the Hickman family will be coming to the game this week, and he is looking for tailgating invites. You're good at hammers, man, for sure. And of course, with our super fan friends right across the street. He said he also can confirm that Josh
played a role
in this. He said the talk went like, Josh, how can we help? So there you go. From the Hickmans to the
You got a security blanket back. Yep.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, Bees can run slants, dude. They're looking at talking about his production on WGR today, and in the first half of last year, he was pretty productive out of the slot, and then it went down. His production went down. He was banged up. It just, who knows if he got worn down over the year, whatever. A lot of people talking about that broken leg he played on. The dude's tougher than nails. He's got opinions. Yeah, whatever. I mean, obviously, there wasn't too much bad blood because he came out of retirement to come back and try and win a Super Bowl. So I'm all for it, man.
I saw some stuff on Twitter, too. The players are all for it, too. And at the end of the day, they know what that Beasley coming in means to the team and how his relationship is with those teammates. The fact that Isaiah McKenzie came out and said the floor is all yours on his Twitter. This is a team. This is a team that we've all been dreaming about, that care about each other and play as a family. And McKenzie will still have his role, and I can't wait to see what it is because it's going to be more of a
more snaps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. More sweeps, more. Yep. It's going to be interesting to see. So,
yeah, Jason Miranda says awesome. We can also talk about D's, and I appreciate a D's nuts joke. So big up, Jason. Chad McDaniel would open Gabe and Knox up.
Yeah, it will. The John Brown pickup that'll open. They went deep at him once already.
He almost got one.
Yeah. So they're gonna be using these guys the way that they were using them before they left the team.
Hell yeah. I
Yeah, he
mean,
almost got one on Sauce Gardner there, right? And then Sauce went on Facebook or Twitter and started complaining about that.
Mhm.
yeah, I hope you don't think I was dogging you about that in that tweet that you
Oh no,
responded
no,
to,
no.
because it was him and who, Wilson,
Yep.
right? Wilson was complaining about Poyer hitting him out of bounds. I mean, I think if there was one more step, Poyer would have probably got called for that. But there was a lot of momentum going on. I don't know.
Mhm.
Poyer's not a dirty player. A lot of people are talking about how Milano was a dirty player too for turning Mike White into the capital letter C. I thought that he was like, I thought that he was the guest on Sesame Street, and the letter of the day was C. You know, it just that was like textbook.
Textbook.
As much as you can get away with. That's exactly what it was. And I loved hearing Jets fans and Dolphins fans coming together in beautiful unison, trying to say that Matt Milano's a dirty player. That hit on Tua wasn't dirty.
That's
You know, I mean, he's not dirty. Anybody who knows him in the fan base, like, obviously not firsthand, but as much interaction and social media presence and presence on the field, people say he's a quiet dude. You know, he's not overly hyped. He's not looking for attention. He just goes out there and does his job, and he does it well. And Mike White came out in a press conference today and said it was a clean hit, and that the hit from Ed Oliver wasn't quite as bad as it looked, but it knocked the wind out of him. But then
Well, Romo was quick to jump on that and said he put his helmet into his chin, but clear, nice fit form, lower the shoulder tackle. Yep, trying to get these guys in trouble.
Yeah, whatever. Wherever the drama
the reason
is.
why there was no flag is because it was bang bang.
Yeah.
You know, if there was a half a second more between each of those, there maybe would have been not warranted, but there still might have been a flag. But the fact that it was just on point when he still had the ball in his hands, that it's just nice.
Both fucking wicked, man. They were wicked hits.
Oh my God.
Does it make you a fan of White now, even though he's on the Jets, that he took those and then came out and said that those are good hits?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take that first. Yeah, I think a lot of people are saying he's got grit. In our little fantasy football group chat, we were talking about that. I think Josh Cook was talking about, dude's got grit, man. He's tough, tough as nails. A lot of people were, I don't know, giving him praise or whatever. And yeah, I don't have anything against Mike White, really.
Right.
Sauce for sure. That whole thing, man, where he was complaining about like people trying to call him out for PI against John Brown, and there was fans slowing down frame by frame because he was like, that wasn't PI, and it was like his arm was around him before the ball got there, and they were circling it like this is pass interference, like, and the thing is, I don't care, regardless, like I don't care, and I didn't get paid millions of dollars and lose a football game that probably would have helped me get into the playoffs. I don't care. I think it's so petty for this dude, A, to be a rookie, B, to be jawing off like that against an aging John Brown, like to what, come back out at Bills Mafia to be like, that wasn't pass interference. Like, so what, dude? You lost. Like, anybody on our team isn't going out there jawing about how they didn't commit a penalty that didn't get called. They're looking at film. They're like taking care of their body. If they lost, there's no way the players on our team are going to Twitter being like, ooh, and that's what drove me crazy about Sauce, and that's what drove me crazy about Wilson, because it's like those two plays, like, I know this is a game of inches, those two plays had nothing to do, to me, with the outcome of the game.
Right.
Like, and they didn't happen. Like, nothing got called. You completed your catch. You stopped John Brown from catching a touchdown. Like, so you did your jobs. So what more do you want?
Positives came out of both those plays. A first down catch for Wilson and a defense play for Sauce. I mean, what more do you want?
All it is catering to your own ego. That's me ball. That's not team ball. That's me ball. And that's the kind of shit that drives me crazy. Like, you have an opportunity that millions and millions of people would kill for, and hundreds of thousands of college kids and millions of high school kids. And it's just like, why not? Why pick fights with people for no reason, especially after a loss, dude?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what aggravated me about it. Usually I don't be like, Will Sauce Gardner, blah, 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 but I did yesterday.
You're allowed to do that every once in a while.
Yeah. Before we get really into this Jets game quick, there was one other thing that happened. I want to touch on it quick. I know it's, a little political. But Jerry Sullivan, the piece of garbage idiot reporter out of Buffalo, unemployed reporter out of Buffalo, has lost his job. And he lost his job because he went on a podcast live stream and ran his mouth about how female fans of the Buffalo Bills are nothing more than cheerleaders and they don't understand the intricacies of the game. And I watched it, and it's stupid, and he's stupid. And if you missed it on Sunday, he basically didn't ask Josh a question, just stated that the offense for the Buffalo Bills doesn't look like it can win a Super Bowl. And that's where the famous already GIF and video clip of okay, like Josh being like, okay. That's all that happened, and they moved on to the next question.
that fourth ranked offense?
Yeah. That's what's driving me crazy about what's going on right now. We're 10-3. And I saw the Kansas City fan base is posting similar things where like people are talking about like we should be blowing people out, we should be winning by more. It's like, do you realize where you are right now? Yep. The Chiefs have been there for a while. Us as Bills fans, like, this is still fairly new for us. like chill out, dude. 10-3, and we control our own destiny. If we win out, we're number one seed no matter what. We don't need help from anybody.
Yep.
So,
quick reminder, Bills Mafia, we are number one seed. The other 4 division leaders are Bills beat.
Mm-hmm.
What, Jerry? Excuse me, what?
Are you talking in the third person?
Yeah. No more Jerry. Don't call me Jerry anymore.
Jerry.
Yeah.
That was like one of the first things he texted me. Don't call me
The only
Jerry.
thing that bothers me about the whole situation, I know people said it, is that you're there to ask questions. You're not there to make statements. And he mocks women for not having a journalistic point of view, but yet he doesn't know how to be a real journalist when it comes to these conferences. So, I'm glad he's being these women are going to hang him dry, guys. I'm telling you.
You know what the best thing? Another thing is, I don't know everything about football, and I'm one hell of a cheerleader for this Buffalo Bills team.
Yeah.
So,
well, what do we say on our show all the time, dude? We kind of pride ourselves in you could be a Rob Mullen who is obviously deep into the depths of all this football knowledge and takes all of it in and whatever, like can really dive deeply into things that like maybe some other people wouldn't. Or you can be grandma that's like, I like blue, so I'm a Bills fan. Like, and we try to, translate and be able to be relatable to all of that, because like you can enjoy this on whatever level you want to enjoy it on. It doesn't matter, It doesn't matter if you can name the last 15 quarterbacks or whatever. That's what Jay and I did after band practice last week, by the way. We sat around the kitchen table and did that. Sarah looked it up, and we were like, don't let us look. Don't cheat.
That's a depressing conversation.
Yeah, but it was interesting. We missed Todd Collins. That's who we missed out of everybody on that list. Anyway, so, that's not saying you can enjoy it however you want. I saw some awesome tweets from some very amazing, strong female Bills Mafia fans, Bills Mafia babes. They were going all over it. They're donating Bills Mafia babe shirts to any player or coach that wants to wear one during a press conference. Awesome. I mean, it's awesome, and just like the level of satire and the like, there's just like a different fight. You know what I mean? In Western New York, Bills fan base, regardless, and then to see like some of these females coming out and just dropping bombs, like.
That's what you get, Jerry.
Yeah, dude. That's
what you get, man, funny. When you don't know what you're talking about.
I can't remember who said it, but there was this girl that wrote this post on one of the stories. Like, that clip was everywhere, and it was just like, I'm a cheerleader. Did they hit a home run through that touchdown thingy? It's just like I died. I LOL'd for real, you know.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, man, fuck you.
Yep.
You know, I don't know. But that's been a long time coming. If you don't remember, last year it was Micah Hyde. You like literally disrespect and piss off one of the most humble, amazing people from Buffalo.
Yep.
And it takes a special kind of asshole to do that. So good luck, Jerry, doing nothing for the rest of your career.
It takes an arrogant one to keep doing it.
Hell yeah.
And thank you, Josh Allen, for being our quarterback for that response, the quick response, man. That was love it.
Mhm.
Okay.
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 Then
He's like-
then he did a little shrug, like, yeah. All right, guys.
Ellen Lartz, Jerry Sullivan, excuse the hell out of me. This Bills fan knows what she's watching and talking about.
There you
Chris
go,
Christian, is he Nick Wright's cousin?
Nick Wright is also an asshat when it comes to Buffalo.
Yeah,
Yep.
no doubt. Anyway, you
Hey,
guys want to
Swank.
get into this? Well, yeah.
Got one more thing before. Your buddy there that everyone follows, Bill's brother. He got Josh Allen pulled him a little bit of a credit. How awesome was that?
Bag it up, dude. Brother Bill.
Brother Bills. Brother Bill. Sorry, I watch all of it.
Bill's brother.
Bill's
We retweet. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
Jarrod. Usually I mess up 5 times a day. That's good.
You already met your quota.
Yeah.
How awesome is
Easy.
that?
It was very cool, man. Brother Bill, if you guys, I'm sure most of you guys know who he is or whatever, but he does like a hype video before every game. And his whole character and demeanor, he's got mustache, long hair, always in Zubaz, always in the Bills gear. And like his character is like that he's everybody's brother, everybody's uncle, whatever, you know what I mean? And just like that guy that knows everything about Bill's past, and he's like diehard, he'll be the fan for you if you can't be, you know what I mean? And yeah, he's been doing it for a couple of years. He was going to come down to the Rager. I got at him. He's from Rochester, so maybe we get him out there this year. But cool dude. And Kyle Brandt's basement, Josh Allen was on for his weekly segment and shouted out Brother Bill after Kyle put up a tweet that he did with an Office reference in it. And Josh basically was like, yeah, man, he's kind of a Buffalo legend, and he puts out like a lot of cool content and whatever. And it was funny, like when I saw it on Twitter, this girl posted it, and she's like, really cool shout out from Josh Allen to Brother Bill. And Brother Bill like didn't know about it, and underneath it he's like, wait, what? It was really fun. It was really cool, man. So I don't know. Josh is like one of those dudes that just tuned in to
He gets
everything going on. He gets it
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
And the Go Bills at the end of every press conference, the growing your facial hair out when you go play in Gillette, you know, like it's just Fitzy, everything. He's 100% this team, and I hope that they can stop his aging, and he is the football quarterback of the Buffalo Bills for the rest of his life.
Medicine is advancing very quickly, so that might happen.
We got Buffalo Spartan in the comments.
This is Sparta.
Oh yeah, I think my wife did it a little better, but that was pretty
She
good.
did a great job.
She did a good job.
All right, kiddos, you want to talk about this? We did a little bit, but this Jets matchup.
Sure. We'll
Let's
talk a
do
little
it.
bit about that.
So, our Buffalo Bills beat the New Jersey Jets this past weekend. It was a rainy, sloppy, snowy mess. Not a lot to get stoked for until right before the half when Dawson Knox, on a fake keeper that was never going to get snapped, caused C.J. Mosley to lose his damn mind and hurdle an entire offensive line, giving us the first down with the offsides call. And then after that, caught the most acrobatic catch, I would say, of the whole entire season for a touchdown, front flipping into the end zone, landing safely on his bottom. I mean, other than that, you know, we got some Josh highlights, we got some drops. There's
Yep.
probably a lot more to address. I don't want to say negatively, but there's some stuff with this game, I think. There wasn't like that, holy shit, we won feeling after this, I don't think. I think it was more of like a, okay, we did it. And there's like the faction of people, like I was saying earlier, that's like, we got to blow more teams out. And there's other people that are like, we're 10-3. I'm somewhere in the middle where it's like, you're going to have to win games like this. To me, that was more weather than anything else. And I don't know. I want to hear what you guys got to think about it. So, Jarrod,
It's me.
formerly known as Jerry, what do you got for us on your first day back?
So the first half of this game, I quickly realized that due to the weather and all that stuff, this is going to be a possession or the field position game. And I think right off the bat, Martin hit like a 68-yard kick to pin the Jets back with inside the 5-yard line. So what excited me most about this game is I know the Bills only had like 230 something yards total. Their defense played pretty stout, but the special teams, I think, kept us in this game with long punts. Naheem Hines, who gets my game ball. You know, he's a guy who had one run for 4 yards, a catch for 3 or 4, but his kick returns, he had 2 kick returns for 20 yards. One of them got the offense going a little bit, and he had 2 punt returns. I think 2. What my Buffalo Spartan, look at my notes really quick. Punt returns. He had 3 punt returns for 42 yards. He's our Andre Roberts, the guy who would get a kick and get the team hyped. Naeem Hines is doing that right now. I know I haven't been here in the past couple of weeks, but ever since we got him, he's been that guy who catches every kick in the air to secure that ball so Josh Allen can come on the field. And this past game, he ran it, and he did quite well doing so. So I know the offensive defense did their thing, but I think the special teams played a huge part this past week.
I'll give it to you, man. That's a solid game ball. What do you think, Scooter?
Without getting negative, I saw a lot of confusion with Josh Allen. Second guessing his throws, Isaiah McKenzie. It doesn't seem like he's very comfortable in the pocket at this time, which I think is part of the reason why Cole Beasley came in. I hate to say Josh Allen seems like he's not comfortable with his reads, but that's what I'm looking at. And some of his balls were off, so I'm thinking his elbow might still be bothering him. It was a game on Sunday Sessions I dubbed the acclimation game, trying to get used to this weather because we're going to have a couple games in this weather during some AFC East rivals. And they did all right. They did all right. I would have liked to see them make less mistakes and be a little more confident, but I thought they would run the ball more. So it was a bit concerning for me. The 230 yards is not the Bills kind of offense, but the defense stepped up. Like Jarrod said, the interior defensive line for the Buffalo did great. Daquan Jones, Settle, Ed Oliver, I give them a lot of credit stuffing the run. And the defense did a really good job. So coming out with a win, you got to win these tough games. Let's not forget that the New York Jets have a top 5 defense. Salah's got that defense honed in. So I can give a lot of the credit to that, why our offense struggled a little bit. But hey, we got to keep marching on, and hopefully we can get more things together for this Miami game.
Yeah, I mean, I know that it looks like the offense is in a lull, and I'm sure that we can talk about that. We've won 4 in a row. You know, we at times the run games look good, at times it hasn't. This is a top tier defense, you know, and it's a division opponent that sees us twice a year. They know you better than anybody else. So to me, every game can't be a blowout. I wish it was. This game wasn't. They found a way. There was a lot of these games with Dable where they didn't, you know. And if you're looking down there in Jersey on the Giants side of things, it's starting to come the way old Uncle Swank was saying. I think Dabes is kind of losing his touch a little, or maybe just showing his true colors. To me, I just think that it's too early in Dorsey's career to really be like, well, the game plan's not there. You're 10-3. If you gave Dable credit for being what were we this time last
7.
year? 7.
Yeah, 7-6, 7-5. Yep.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, everybody thought Dable was a genius last year, and we had a worse record right now. You know, with arguably less offensive pieces. Right now, we got them all back, I guess, but. But there's been injuries, you know, people forget about Crowder, and they forget, you know, about some of the stuff that's been going on that side of the ball. So as far as the offense, I have faith with Josh Allen back there. They're going to get it together, and they're going to continue to win. This week is the one for me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
this is the big test. So we'll get on that. But for me, my game ball goes to Gregory Rousseau.
Mm-hmm.
Groot was an animal. He ate like a son of a bitch. And that whole defensive line looked amazing. I saw a stat. Von Miller, when he went out with his injury, was the 7th rated defensive end in the NFL. Groot is currently number 13. And he's on the climb.
Yep.
So 2 sacks, pass breakup. I mean, he's, I think, a fumble recovery.
Forced fumble. One of his
Forced fumble.
sacks was a forced
Yep.
fumble. Yep.
That dude's just giving me the chills. You got AJ Epinesa throwing around some weight in there. Of course, Mr. Eddie O. You got
Eddie's
Shaq
mean.
Lawson. Shaq
God.
Lawson.
Yeah.
Being
He
a
got
beast.
his.
He did. I love it. I love every
So like
second.
my game ball was going to be Russo as well, but you have to get. Remember on Sunday sessions, I said Russo was going to be playing the Von Miller position, that side of the ball. Lawson had to fill in a Russo spot, and I thought Lawson did a great job. If there was a half game ball to give to someone, it'd have to be him for me.
You give him the laces.
Give him the laces. But
Shaq
that D line showed out.
Yeah, Shaq on Sunday sessions. I said he was my X factor, and I thought that he was going to get 2.5. Not quite that, but still showed out. Still did a good job. So we talked about Mike White getting destroyed. Matt Milano looking like a beast. Tremaine Edmonds doing his job. I think the only negative thing that really came out of that defense: where is Kyer Elam? Why is Dane Jackson still on the field? I don't like to be negative dude, but Dane is a liability at this point to me, and it's a little disheartening to hear Leslie Frazier say that the reason Kyer didn't get in the game at all was because he thought Dane was playing well. I hope that meant before the third quarter, because every completion that happened from halftime on was on Dane Jackson.
Right.
So I think it's time to put Kyer in there. I think especially against Miami, press man, give him his shot. You know, you got Trey out there. Let it go. Let it fly. See what happens. And lean on your offense a little bit. If they're going to pick on Kyer, fine. Lean on your offense to keep up and do their job. Put a little pressure on them. Maybe that's what they need.
They're picking on Dane, and it's working. So
Yep.
what's it going to hurt?
Yep, absolutely. Anybody else got anything for this game?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Well then, kiddies, we might as well just move it on up and along. Snow game 2022. Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills. If nobody heard, I think I saw somebody put it in the comments here. Miami, when they played LA, had heaters behind the bench in a dome, and it was 55 degrees.
Yep.
If you've been looking at the forecast, Buffalo is supposed to get hit Thursday with a little bit, and then Saturday night during the game, they might get up to 7 inches.
Yep. They're going to get dumped on.
And it's going to be about 20. So I love this. I really love it. I hope it's not super windy, and I hope it's not whiteout snow, but I just want to see our offense completely annihilate their defense, and I want to see Tua do what he did these last 2 weeks. You know?
Which is absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It seems like if you take away the inside on this guy, he can't throw it outside. That's what he's showing. And you got a guy like Tyreek Hill that can pick up fumbled balls and run them in 60 yards on fluke plays, and he can run faster than anybody in the field. So if you can give Tua enough time to just hawk it within 5 yards of him down the field, he'll score a deep touchdown. Other than that, they just don't have a lot. And I just think, again, Tua's starting to show what everybody was saying in the beginning of the season. He is definitely better than anybody gave him credit for. I'll say that. But he's a one-trick pony. If Hill's not open deep or Waddle's not open deep, he's got nothing. So
Even his deep balls are Chad Pennington style.
yeah, they're not pretty.
Throw them up
man.
and flip. It's not nice. He just lofts them up. And give credit to Tyreek Hill. He's an amazing athlete. He can go get that ball. He does. Waddle gets the ball. But you're not going to see this happen this Saturday against Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer, I think 18-0 the last 18 games. I don't even know the correct stat, but Jordan Poyer being out there at safety, the Bills haven't lost a game in a very long time.
This season, I know all 10 games, 10-0
Yeah.
when he plays.
So it's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah. Chris Christian, Spencer Brown's play. We got anything to talk about with that?
Both tackles. Deion Dawkins was having his issues this past week. It's tough. They've had to play pretty stout defensive lines throughout all these games. So Spencer Brown, 1 minute he looks like you're at risk of having him out there, and the other minute he's handling his own. So I don't know if it's a sophomore slump or what, but is Casenberry better on the right tackle? I mean, that's where he played when he played in Tennessee, but you can't do that. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. And the good thing is it's on Josh's eye side, so he'll be able to see that pressure coming, which he has. But I mean, we can't.
Do you guys
keep
know the
letting up
play
4 or 5
selection?
sacks.
I know we expected a lot of runs this past game. Do you know what the actual breakdown was by any chance?
No.
Okay, so when you're a team that's passing most of the game, eventually that defensive line is going to know you're probably passing it majority of the time. So they start to get a little bit of an advantage on the offensive line because they know they can go gung-ho. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
Well, Jared,
I'll be
27 pass attempts for Buffalo, 24 rush attempts. So it's about
pretty
50-50.
50-50. Okay. Yeah, but a lot of those runs, Allen had to scramble 4 or 5 times. So
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, what I want is that is just in their back pocket, and when they need a spark, he does that, right? That it seems like that's more of the flavor of the week for those Josh Allen plays this season than as opposed to previous seasons where it was like Josh.
Right.
You know, now it seems like more my style where I'd love to see him roll out to the right, and if nothing's there, you know, like that seems fine. That means every time Josh Allen touches the ball, it's an RPO, you know?
yeah.
And you can't do any when he's improvising and doing that kind of stuff and playing backyard ball, he's the most dangerous quarterback you've ever seen.
Very dangerous.
And I don't know. So I like those ideas. I mean, the little sneaks, you know, like some of the designed runs fine, but that I just
His
don't think you need
touchdown,
him.
his touchdown this weekend was RPO.
Yeah.
Fake handoff, and run up the middle.
That was him being pissed.
Yeah.
Him being pissed, and he was going to get that. And
I know a lot of people don't want to see Allen run the ball, but I'll tell you what, I'm sitting home watching the game, and the offense isn't moving the ball like I would hope they would for that game. I say to myself, all right, Allen, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Run the ball.
I
do what
catch
you gotta
myself
do.
saying that all the time, Jared. Time for Allen to just run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
hate to say it.
I mean, you know what? Like sometimes when they're getting like lately when they've gotten into those little slumps, like 3 and outs, man. What the fuck? What? This team is not a 3 and out team, you know, or I don't know, getting yourself in stupid positions, 3rd and long, and not converting or doing whatever. Sometimes I just forget. Like they get into like this little rut, and I'm like, what are they gonna do? And then he takes off, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd really like to see the run be a more dominant part of their game. Like it's not so much how much they're rushing; it's not being successful. You know what I mean? Or not being like that chunk out 3, 4, 5 yards whenever you want. You know, there's stonewall runs where it's like, great. You know, like you got 3 yards on first down with a little short pass, and then you rushed and you got 1 yard, and now
It's
here
those
we
damn
are.
dives up the middle that
Yeah.
aren't effective.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think James Cook, you know, he needs to factor into this offense more. Last week it kind of seemed like, yeah, he got a couple touches, but it wasn't anything spectacular. This week, he's a playmaker. Like, put him out there. Let's see what he's got. You know, you got bees out there now. Open stuff up across the middle. Dawson Knox is in no doubt one of the most athletic people playing his position in the NFL today. And he proved it this last weekend. Let's get him more involved. There's ways to do this, you know. And I really chalk a lot of it up to Dorsey just not not having enough experience calling games, right? Like, I know he's got experience as a quarterback. I know he's got experience as a QB coach. But I think, maybe there's something in the prep. Maybe there's something in the adjustments. Sometimes he looks like a genius. Other times it's not there. And maybe it's execution. I don't know. But we'll see. I guess we'll see. It just could be so many things. I don't know.
There's a lot that goes into a game plan, an offensive game plan. It's almost like he does one of those dives up the middle just to keep the defense honest. Or it seems like he's just trying maybe the home run ball all the time. Maybe that's why Josh keeps checking down and doesn't go deep as much as he used to. Who knows? Sometimes you need to throw in on that second down and 7, throw in that quick slant, that quick out to Beasley or Isaiah McKenzie for a 3-yard gain and let that yak play a factor. Sometimes you got to depend on the yak in the first and second downs, not on third downs. You don't run a 2-yard pattern on a 3rd and 4, but maybe it's one of those. Maybe he's just not tuned into that part of it yet. Who knows?
And none of this, I don't know. I'm not trying to rip on anybody or do anything. It's just I want to see him be more productive. Stephon Diggs is the most productive wide receiver in your offense, and teams are dialing in on that.
Yep.
Look at what happened this last week. You know what I mean? So, Chris Christian, I always think after Josh runs, but did he die?
Yeah, but did he die?
Did he die?
That's good.
That's true.
Right off the bat in the beginning of the game, Allen missed a slant to Stephon Diggs. That would have went for a big play. He just overthrew him. So
see, you said something about his elbow, Scott. I think it was weather. I think it was the weather that was doing it more than anything. That one ball to Isaiah was just like, looked like it slipped right out of his hand and it was up and over his head and out of bounds. It looked like when his elbow was really affecting him, those throws looked different to me. Like they just looked like they didn't have enough, or he was trying to put too much and it was like going squirrely. These, it looked like he
had enough power to it. He just
couldn't cut through it, or it was slipping out of his hand or something. But that's just me.
Yeah,
Debbie wants to know, did we already talk about McKenzie and Beasley? Why would we talk about McKenzie and Beasley, Debbie?
Why Beasley?
Just kidding. Yeah, we talked all about it in the beginning. But we are consensus. We're all happy he's here. And we somebody said in the comments, Brown and Beasley is better than Beckham, and I agree. I agree with that. So,
and Swank, you also said that you think McKenzie's actually going to get more plays because Beasley's in. So
yeah, not the same plays, but I think he'll get more touches for sure.
It'd be very beneficial.
Yeah, and he might take more snaps out of the slot still than Beasley. I think he will. I think he still will. I don't think it'll be astronomical, but I think, it's Isaiah's position. He's just so hot and cold, man. I wish once he starts to trend up, he would just stay.
Right.
But it's the drops. Him and Gabe got to rectify those drops real soon.
And that call that Gabe, the incomplete pass, that was where you toe drag Swag, he caught that ball. I can't believe they didn't.
Yeah, but
anyways, going back to the last game.
Yeah. Well, Miami versus Buffalo this Saturday. Remember, it got moved to an 8:00 game. Should be a good time, man. I'm looking forward to it. We should do a little score prediction, bold prediction, then go into an X Factor, I think, huh?
There you go.
Huh?
Oh yeah.
Let's see your scores and your bolds out there in the comments. Scott, why don't you start this time, man? What do you got for a score and bold?
Score is going to be tough. It's not just Miami's high potent offense that has to play in this weather. It's our Buffalo Bills high potent offense that has to play in this weather. So this might be the first time I'm keeping the score under 30 for Buffalo, but I'm going to go 24-10. 24-10. I think Bills are going to start getting it together, being able to practice in this cold weather. And 10 is just going to be a lucky 10 because Miami has no way to prepare for this weather. I mean, they brought the heaters to a 55-degree game. We're gonna even half that temperature with the snow. I think they're going to be fish out of water when it comes to this because that offense is made for deep balls to Hill and to Waddle, and I just don't think they can handle that. So that's my score prediction: 24-10. Bold prediction. Oh, it's a tough one with this weather. I don't know, a bunch of sacks. I'm going 5+ sacks for for Lawson,
Ooh.
for Russo, for Eddie Oliver, Daquan Jones, the crew, Tim Settle, Boogie Basham. We're going to get a couple sacks from a few names we haven't heard from in a while. So that's my 5 plus. My X factor is again going to be that interior defensive line, Daquan Jones and Eddie Oliver, Tim Settle. They're going to try to run the ball more. Mostert is a guy that has 4.3 speed. So if he can get through that first level and past the second level, he'll be gone. So I think maintaining your gaps, not letting Tua sneak out and keep it, and keep Mostert within the tackles, I think is a key. So defensive line is my X factor for this game.
I like it. I like it. We got Jarrod.
I got something a little bit almost similar. 27-10. The Buffalo Bills are going to win. I got, no one's talking about Trey White's play lately. He played a quarter of a game 3 weeks ago, half a game 2 weeks ago, and a full game. 100% of the plays this past week. He's got a little bit of catching up to do still. He's not at 100%, but he's playing lights out. And I've got a feeling he's going to get his first pick this week. So that's my bold prediction is he's going to get maybe one. But I think the whole defense probably will get 2 or 3. But Trey's going to get his first of the season. X factor, Scott, I'm going to go right with you. I think that defensive line, Russo, Settle, Lawson, they're going to get home often. They're going to cause a lot of pressure on that Miami offensive line. And it's just going to be a formula for success. Again, you said the weather. Tua's little balls that are floating up in the air are going to get demolished. So that's it.
Floating, demolished little
27-10.
balls.
We miss you, Jarrod. Whose little floating balls are going to get demolished, Jarrod?
Tua turned the ball over.
Poyer's going to get one at least.
That's what Josh Cook says. 35-10. Poyer and Trey both get a pick. Christian 38-23 are Buffalo Bills. Diggs with 2 TDs and 125 plus. I love that. Spartan says 34-13 bold prediction. 2 defensive back sacks.
Oh,
I like that.
Taron Johnson.
So do I.
Like that.
We haven't seen it.
35-12 Bills. This is John Johns. Josh is going to rush for 2 TDs. Defensive line is going to take Tua out of the game. Debbie.
I had that lined up too. Tua wouldn't finish.
Bold. Tua will be sacked a record amount of times. That's Debbie Emerton. Rob Mullen brings up this stat of irony. Diggs and Davis are both second in the league category of drops with 6 each, and McKenzie has 5. Maybe it doesn't seem so bad with Diggs because Diggs has way more reception than either of those dudes. But, yeah, that is interesting.
Remember, Josh is throwing piss missiles. Those are hard to catch sometimes.
They are hard to catch. My score prediction, I'm going 35-13. I'm only giving Tua 1 TD, and I that's just the Tyreek Hill factor for me. He's going to get one. That's what he does. I'm okay with him getting 1. Other than that, I want to see the rushing game strong. I want to see kind of working short passes. We got Bees back. I want to see a little bit of a scheme change. I want to see him work in the middle of the field and opening up these deep bombs. If there's a little snow, as long as the wind's down, I think you're going to see a regular-ass game from Josh Allen. And all these dudes are coming in with a huge chip on their shoulder, and they don't like the way they were treated down in Miami. And I think these little boys are going to get a little chippy. I think it's going to be a little something. Don't forget that big motherfucker that grabbed Josh Allen's junk either.
Wilkins.
Yeah. So defensively, I see him eating all day. And Tyreek might be fast if it's snowy and slippery and cold. I know Kansas City gets a little chilly, but it's not Buffalo. So it'll be interesting to see. But my bold prediction, Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox with over 50 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns.
Like it.
2. Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
That sounds good.
So let's go X Factors. Jarrod, you want to start? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. What? Hold on. Wait. X Factor. Okay, go ahead.
Like Scott said earlier, it's going to be that defensive line. I don't know how much they're going to bring, but I love that 2 sacks by the defensive backs. We haven't seen it yet this year. Scott said, Taron Johnson blitzing, Poyer blitzing. Tua better pay attention because Milano just showed his colors breaking people in half last weekend. Look for the outside coming in. So I think that the front four is going to play a huge factor in containing, but it's going to be a blood show, bloodbath.
A
I
blood
agree.
show, bloodbath.
A blood show, a show of blood. I agree, Jarrod. I said it with my said it earlier. And you forget that Shaq Lawson, both Shaq Lawson and Jordan Phillips, hopefully he plays. They both came from Miami, so a little chip on their shoulder when it comes to that. And let's just show what old school Buffalo Bills football used to be like in the 90s when that hot weather team had to come and face us with snow on the ground. That defensive line, the trenches are going to be a big part of this game.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Sure. My X Factor, Greg Rousseau. Greg Von Miller Rousseau. I think he's going to come out and he's going to tear shit up. He's going to demand double teams. I think he is hitting his stride and so comfortable. And I really think this is a do it for Von kind of thing. I think that these dudes respect him so much and he's going to be right there in their ear on the sideline. I see Groot really tearing this game up, and getting multiple sacks.
I like it.
I'm seeing tight ends and D ends just destroying the Dolphins. That's what I'm doing. So we got Rob Mullen, X Factor, Allen rushing, throwing, doing it all again on the elements. Paul Rossi says Hines first Buffalo TD. Patrick Hughes says I am Groot. Hell yeah. Alan Lartz can't wait for Milano to go at Tua and take him down clean. I love that.
Just like he did last time.
Really, I mean, again, not to get negative or anything like that. The only deficit hole I see right now is CB2, which is what we called at the beginning of the season, right? I mean, Dane is borderline liability right now. I'd rather see Xavier Rhodes or Kyer Elam out there at this point. And with the speed of the Dolphins, snow or no snow, I think I'd rather see Kyer out there. What do you guys think?
He's a bump and run guy. If you can get Waddle and Tua to even hesitate and have to get their footing, you won that match. Because Jordan Poyer is going to eat up, and so is DeMar Hamlin, who's becoming a stud back there. Yeah, we didn't talk much about him, but he really is coming into his own. So if you could stop that initial takeoff from the line of scrimmage to them to get in that deep zone, you just ruin the whole play, especially with this kind of weather. And this is the type of game that we kind of need. The Kyer Elam kind of player is going to thrive in and show that exactly why the Buffalo Bills drafted him in the first round.
Hell yeah. All right, boys. We got some pick'ems to do.
Go ahead, Swank. Put up the image.
Well, hold on real fast. Rob Mullen says, and I saw this earlier. By the way, saw a report earlier that Hill is questionable for Saturday's game. He did suffer an ankle injury this weekend, and there are talks that he might not play. And now we know how ankles have affected Bills players this season. There's definitely been some games missed. We also know Miami's history for taking care of their players with their injuries, and we know that Tyreek is a competitor. So I, for one, expect to see him out there.
Yeah.
Barring a setback. But if he's not, they're absolutely done. Absolutely.
Yes.
Patrick Hughes says, so are you ready for the fantasy playoffs, Scott Reed? I was just going to check. Am I out? Am I not in?
I don't know.
Does it start this weekend for you guys?
Yeah, I think so.
I can check real quick, Swank.
I think I'm out.
I just a player I want to keep talking about is this Gregory Rousseau kid, man. I tell you what, he did more than I think a couple weeks ago when we knew Von Miller was out. You guys were like, okay, they're going to be learning, and this defensive end's going to have to step up. And he's got 2 sacks this past weekend. He knocked a couple balls down, and he took away screenplays that were set up. And his length was just amazing. And we've always talked about his length, how he can get, set the edge on the sweeps and stuff like that. But Gregory Rousseau is just, I forgot who said it. He's going to be something special. If he already, yeah, if he isn't, yeah, he's going to become one. This guy is going to become something amazing, and it's just good to see this young kid. And he's humble. He talks good. He talks well.
Talks
And
good?
yeah, talks good. He's a good talker. And he's just a young kid that just is humble as hell. And I love that he's on our team.
Yeah, Swank, you didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I just saw.
That's all right. That's all
I
right.
got squeaked out by Chaz. All right. Now, for something happy to talk about, Fanamoni and Pick'em records. Something that I did make the playoffs in, if there were playoffs.
Won the championship.
You'd have a bye week.
I would have a little bit of a bye week. Jarrod, you have done a lot better.
Sneaking up.
That new baby has really affected your decision making when picking games.
He makes the picks for me, except for on FanDuel. He kind of screwed me up this weekend.
Jarrod is 42-32. Scott is 46-28, and I have just broken the 20s in my losing section, 53-21. Put them bets in, boys. So we have Dolphins at Bills. We already did that one. Lions at Jets. Sunday, 1 o'clock game.
Keep rolling, Lions. I got the Lions. They look tough now.
Lions.
They have looked tough all year. They lost those close ones. I think they're going to make a playoff push. They're top ranked power rankings right now and top 10 ranked. So that's someplace they've never haven't been in a while. So I'm rooting for them. They're a feel good story.
Yeah. I still don't like Goff, but yeah,
I don't like Goff
feel
either.
you.
I was about to say that too.
Jerry, you want to go last?
I'll go right now. Detroit. I have Detroit winning that game. They're on a hot streak. The Buffalo Bills beating them on Thanksgiving Day. Everyone thinks that Detroit brings a weak team, but that was a tough team, and the Bills beat them, and they continue to be tough. And they're my team. I'm hoping that they're the Cinderella team that I'm hoping that makes the playoffs this year in the NFC. So I'm going Detroit over the Jets.
I am super tempted to take the Jets. I think that they are the better team. I still don't believe in the Lions defense, even though they've seemed to be getting it back together here a little bit, or starting to collect it, I guess, and get it together. But Rob Mullen put up a really great point. White cannot be expected to be normal again for at least another week, and I agree with that. I think he's got some at least bruised ribs, which were cracked. Bruised and cracked ribs are freaking worse sometimes than broken ribs. So he's going to be tender there, and I don't think he's going to be 100%. Joe Flacco, if he does get the call up, I mean, he did well for him in the beginning, but the first play that he had this week, he fumbled the ball. So I think Chris Christian wants me to give into the dark side.
Dark side, I saw that.
I'm going Lions. I got to go Lions on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see here. Patriots at Raiders. Do the Raiders care about anything anymore? Can Mac Jones, that bag of milk piece of shit, get any luckier? I was rooting so hard for Colt McCoy last night, dude. I named my dog after Colt McCoy. Maybe people don't know that. I don't follow college football, really. I saw Colt McCoy by chance. Tennessee, did he play for, or Texas?
Texas.
So they were playing Tennessee in the championship game, I think, was what was going on probably. But I saw a couple games, and I was like, I thought it was so funny. Like, his name is exactly what a Disney, like if a Disney film came out about football players that were like puppies or something, it would be, or horses, it'd be Colt McCoy. That's the most football quarterback name I've ever heard in my whole entire life. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, watching him play, like, man, he is like so NFL ready. Like, before he got hurt in that championship game, he was just ridiculous. And I really think that he's just never been the same since. And he never got his shot and blah, blah, blah. So I was rooting hard for him. And McCoy's a sick name. That's why I named my dog McCoy. And then I got a shady jersey, so it all worked out. See, full circle, people. But God, I can't. Oh, God.
That Patriot defense keeps bailing him out. Mac Jones bailing him out all the time.
Look for Mac Jones to start calling his own plays. Did you see his little hissy fit he threw this past week?
Yeah.
No.
Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns ass. God. When he swatted that ball down that got popped up, I was like, does he even have any bones in his hand?
He ain't Josh Allen.
God, I hate that dude. Anyway, Raiders. even though the Raiders are an anomaly, and like Derek Carr is so hot and cold, they should just hand the ball off to Josh Jacobs and I don't know, let him play quarterback. I don't care. I think Carr's done. Like, I don't know. That team's infuriating to me.
I got the Raiders too.
All right.
Disappointing season for them.
Mm-hmm. They'll still play though.
Yep.
They'll play out the season.
I have New England again for the
I'm sorry,
second week
what?
straight. I have New England. The Bills played New England the last week of the season. That's going to be interesting because that's going to determine whether or not Miami or New England makes the playoffs.
Right?
What if neither of them make it?
That'd be hilarious.
So fucking sweet.
That's what I'm rooting for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't know who can come up and do it, but
That'd be
They
hilarious.
got it's a tough one going on through because the Bills have to play, both of them are still again, and they have to play each other. So,
well, I think you got Bengals, Ravens. They keep swapping, right, back and forth. Other than that, the West is done. I don't think they're the Chargers. The
Chargers are on the
hanging
up and
out,
up. Yep.
but they just got booted out because the Patriots won last night, right? So I don't think they're in the wild card hunt anymore, or they're not in the wild card spot.
They just need to. They have the same record. They just need to.
Bills need 2 games. Bills win 2 games out of the last 4, and they make playoffs.
I don't know if they beat Miami next week. Don't they clinch the AFC East? With
It's
a couple
still
losses?
it's a half a game.
I think half a game. They're already 2 game or a game and a half up.
It's because of the tie.
Yeah. So if they win next
you're
week,
saying if they
they'll
win
be 11
Saturday.
3, and then there's just this weird chance that
The Dolphins win out.
Gotcha.
1 week at a time. I got ahead of myself. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. That's okay. Everybody had Raiders, or did you pick Jerry?
Jarrod picked the Patriots.
I picked Patriots.
That's right. Jesus, just wanted to remind everybody. Rob says the Bills win, they're in. I think that's right.
Okay.
I think that they definitely have a
They
playoff
are.
spot if they win this weekend.
Yep.
It doesn't mean anything with the division or seeding or anything like that.
Yeah, it just has with
One of
everything
7
else.
spots.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Cool. Big week.
Lisa, what do you think of Brock Purdy going up against Tom Brady? I love it. I love Brock Purdy, dude. He's a feel-good story, man.
So
Mr. Irrelevant. They've never had a touchdown pass in all starting. Never had a starting game. Mr. Irrelevant is the last pick in the NFL draft. The guy's got gall, man. He's got gall, and he's got a hell of a supporting cast.
yeah, I was just gonna say that he has McCaffrey and Debo,
Yeah.
and
Debo's injured.
this week coming up is going to be interesting to see because now he lost one of those guys.
Well, Debo's got it's not as bad as they think.
It's
just
not
a
high ankle, it's low ankle,
Yeah.
right?
So,
yeah.
he'll be back in a couple weeks probably.
Mhm.
If they're smart,
It was funny.
they'll keep him out a couple weeks.
It was funny watching that game. I forgot who was announcing it, but they were like, "Who is this guy? What is happening with this guy?" It's like Purdy has the number 1 defense on his side, and he also has McCaffrey and Debo Samuel and
Yeah.
Kittle. He's got a hell of a team to back him up. I'm
And
rooting
Kittle's
for the
been
guy.
Quiet, man. Kittle's been Ayuk. Ayuk is that touchdown that he threw to Ayuk was insane. Like on the move, dime. Like I don't know. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
It's that was a great game to watch. I wish they wouldn't have switched it.
I'm not taking anything away from Purdy because he's going to
No, I
be
know.
he's getting great, valuable, play time right now, and to see he's building his confidence. So that's going to be something that might carry him over that hump. And I'm rooting for him. I'm just saying he has, like Scott said, a hell of a cast with him.
Yeah, for sure. No, they're a fun team to watch.
Mhm.
I wouldn't mind a 49ers Bills Super Bowl. That'd be fun.
Neither would Berman.
Yeah. All right, let's see. We got a couple extra games we're going to pick here. This one for sure, huge playoff implications. Titans at Chargers.
Yeah.
Sunday, 4:25.
Titans are going to take that division. I would like to see the Chargers creep up a little bit. If the Chargers win, they have more AFC conference powerhouse points, which would knock either the Patriots or Miami or the Jets out of contention. So I'm going Chargers for that one.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I got to go Chargers too.
Yeah, I am too. Lisa says Titans. Ellen says the camera caught a shot of Brock Purdy's dad during the game. He was a mess, just weeping. Yeah, I saw
me
that.
too, man.
That was cool. That was a cool moment. He went up to him after the game, too, and gave him a big hug through the stands. Josh Cook, Chargers. Mike V, Chargers. Debbie Emerton, Chargers. Chris Christians, Chargers. Yeah, everybody's Chargers?
Yep.
Sweet.
Like
now I'm looking here. I mean, there's not Ravens, Browns, and I'm not really into that.
Giants Commanders Sunday Night Football.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Let's do that one.
Yeah, you want to do that one? That sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
Commanders.
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 I think we all want to see Dable just.
Hey, it's happening, man.
Yep.
It is absolutely happening. I mean, I don't know.
Props
how
out
can you not
to
see it?
Isaiah Hodgkins, though.
Yeah,
Man,
Hodgins.
he's playing. He's getting his balls thrown to him. He's been getting touchdowns. And I saw somebody tweet something like, "Why did the Bills let this guy go?" It's all schematic. The Bills had guys that were better than him. But to see him succeed in an offense and do good things, we all wanted it at Buffalo. Just didn't happen. But I'm glad to see it's happening for him.
Last year
kid.
looking good for Carolina too. It's fun to see.
Yeah, dude, I don't get the whole, oh, they missed on Isaiah, or oh, they let him go, or blah blah blah. The Giants have nobody. The Giants have no wide receivers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying wide receiver wise.
Yep.
Name three that are active and playing besides Isaiah. No, I'll give you Isaiah Hodgins. Name two other wide receivers. Robinson's hurt. Shepard, where is he? Hurt again.
Slayton is not being targeted.
But he's on the roster or on the field. It's just they got absolutely nobody. So then you get a kid that had so much potential that the Bills invested in for the last 3 seasons, right? Is he same as Gabe, right?
Yep.
So 3 seasons, he was hurt the first 2, and then he comes in and he just can't beat out the depth that they have. And then we had a rash of injuries. Like I said, I think people forget we got Crowder. Crowder's on the sidelines practicing right now. He could come back for a playoff push or to be in the playoffs. And he could be that slot guy that everybody's been waiting for. He hasn't stayed healthy enough to show it. You got Kumaro that's still out. They're just whatever, man. Isaiah did not provide enough on special teams for us.
That's the thing for him, special teams. Yep.
Yeah, and you're just you're just drawing short straws. You I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like by this much that he missed, and you just have so many playmakers. Like we say in the offseason all the time, people that you like are going to get cut from this team. Good players are going to get cut from this team. And it makes me sick when I hear people being like Brandon Bean, blah, blah, blah. Let Isaiah fuck off, dude. Look at what you have. And you're talking about the 6th or 7th wide receiver. And I liked him too. But
just because somebody let somebody go, Brandon Bean probably didn't say, "Listen, you're not worth to be on this team."
Look at who he's brought back.
Right. He's probably like, "We have a good team. Unfortunately, the talent is outdoing you right now. You could play on 31 other teams. I want to put you out there so you can have your chance." It's not like he's saying you suck. He's saying you can still make it.
Wow. Yeah, no, I agree. Sorry, Rob just said supposedly Vrabel is rumored to be interested in the Ohio State job if Day is released. That'd be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The Titans are a tire fire. They've lucked into so many goddamn wins this season, and they are horrible. They are the biggest pretenders in the NFL right now.
Yep.
Sorry, Billy.
Yep. All right. Is that it for Pick'ems?
That's it.
Sweet.
I don't think we budged at all. I think we all picked the same teams except for Jarrod making a desperate comeback.
Patriots, because he loves the Patriots. Yeah. Did you know, hey guys, did you know? Here we go, folks. We're in overtime. That's right. We're in overtime. Just in time for us to do final thoughts and close the show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And please, welcoming our boy Jarrod Reed back. The band is back together. It feels so right here. And Jarrod, why don't you lead the way with a little final thought here?
Since my, the birth of my little man, I've been gone for a couple weeks. I think my last show was with um, the Maverick and Gasberry there against the Jets, and we lost. But since then, we went 4-1. I've just been watching these guys play ball, enjoying the games, watching these guys talk about it, enjoying what they have to say, and it just brings me back to this is just a game, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to cheer for your team. About this team is that you can't ever give up on them. Even if we're down, we have Josh Allen, we have the Buffalo Bills. It's not over till the fat lady sings, and this is a great team to watch, and just keep rooting for them. Not everything is going to go the way we project it. We were expecting a big running game this past week, and it didn't happen, but the Bills still won. Don't listen to Jerry Sullivan. You won't have to listen to him anymore. It doesn't matter what the offense produces or the defense produces. What matters is what happens at the end of the game if you come out with a win or a loss. Big dubs, as you see every week if you watch the Buffalo Bills Twitter or Facebook, the guys are coming to the camera and saying big dubs. That's all they care about. Doesn't matter what the numbers look like. It matters what happens on that WL column. Keep rooting for your Buffalo Bills. We got a good team. We're 10-3. We got 2 games, a game and a half of the next team behind us in the AFC East. Just keep rooting hard. This is about to get fun. Keep going, Buffalo. We love you. Keep going, Buff Fandemonium. We love you guys participating. I'm glad to be back. Can't wait for next week. Go Bills.
Go Bills. Scooter?
Like I mentioned earlier in the show, right off the bat, Kelly jersey. This game is going to bring back a lot of memories for those of us that are 36 and older. Those Kelly days, Thomas days, Bennett, Bruce Smith, Mark Maddox, a friend of the show and friend of ours. Guys, this is playoff football. This is what playoff divisional football looks like in the regular season against a division rival. This game matters. We finally have the Miami Dolphins taste a little bit of what it feels like to play in the ice cold weather, especially with our fans being loud and crazy. It's going to be very difficult for them, just like it was for Dan Marino. Tua is going to have a hard time against this kind of environment, and I can't wait to sit back, have a cold beer, and just watch it as it all unfolds Saturday night. This game was flexed for Saturday night, 8:20 p.m. game because the rest of the NFL and the media and everybody else knows how huge of a game and how much it has to do with the rest of how this regular season plays out. So it's big time, and it's nice to be able to celebrate that and watch that. So I'm excited. Go Bills.
Go Bills. Yes, folks. We got us a primetime flex game. As if 5 primetime games weren't enough, we needed another one. And don't forget, man, the Dolphins have had a weird travel 2 weeks. And they're going primetime to primetime. They stayed out on the West Coast all week for their 2 games, and now they came back. They're going to have a weird week transitioning, a short week, as are we, but we were home, and we won. I think there's a little bit of vengeance, a little bit of retribution, a little revenge that's going to take place this weekend. I'm hoping for a fun snow game. I'm hoping to have a couple beers and watch a beautiful Bills victory and to chat with all you guys during the 24/7 day game day thread. And, talk a bunch of shit on the Dolphins. It'll be a good time. Listen, don't forget where we were just a couple of short years ago. Don't forget about the drought. Be happy. Experience these times in the present. Remember them to tell your kids and grandkids and nephews. And, man, just don't forget to join us every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here for the K-Gun Report, featuring myself, Scooter Magooter, and Jarrod Reed down there. Holy bejeepers. We also got Sunday sessions. We doing it this Saturday?
Sure.
Hell yeah, we're doing it this Saturday.
8:20 game, maybe 7 o'clock. Look for us.
We'll probably do 7:30. Myself, Scooter, and Ryan Thomas from the Ryan Thomas Takes Sports podcast. We'll give you all your up-to-date inactives and hot takes for the night. And yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck Jerry Sullivan. Go Bills.
Fuck Jerry Sullivan. Go Bills.
Fuck Jerry Sullivan. Go Bills.
Go. Fuck Jerry Sullivan. Bills.
this is a dangerous group